8 or 9 days since I've been in the hospital. I can't count. I literally, I literally lost count. I've been in here for a while, and I've been sick for a while. So, um, yeah, I just had to come on and give you guys an update. So, the doctors have not came in yet this morning, but I may be going home today or tomorrow. They're still trying to um, have me taking enough nutrients so I don't have to have um, a TPN where they put the nutrients through a pick line, which I have right here. I got this day before yesterday. So right now in the back that you see right there is antibiotics that they've been giving me because of the inflammation that's been in my stomach after surgery. Um, I am starting to feel better. I am nowhere near as nauseated as I was before. It's been horrible, but I do need to ask for a cup of ice and apple juice because my mouth is so dry. So hopefully they bring it to me. But yeah, I've just been sitting here thinking about everything that I've been going through. The past 20 years, it's been a lot. But God has still protected me and my two daughters, who I love so much. Hopefully someone come in soon, because I need to do something to my hair too. I mean, you don't have to do much to it with twists, but God, He's definitely been good to me, and all I want to do is help people with my story. Like, I started thinking up, and I'm not putting all my business out because some things I know my daughters don't want me to put out because it pertains to them. Um, but all I know is, like, He has been extra nice, right? He's been giving me roses, buying me roses, and, talking about He hear me. But it's too late for that. And plus, me finding you, talking to transgenders on a transgender site, that's not okay with me, especially when you married. Like, what married couple actually do that to each other? Good morning. And, I was beating myself up yesterday just talking about how I wasted over 20 years in this marriage. I remember I used to sit and be like, why do people get divorced so late in life? Like, y'all, they've been together 20 plus years, but get a divorce. And now I understand. I definitely understand. And like I told him, I have no ill will against him whatsoever. Um, and I told him we could still be friends. He was like, I don't want to be friends. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So when I told him that, he became very angry, and his whole face, everything changed in his face. It was absolutely horrible and it was scary. So then I said, well, you know what? Let's see how things go. Um, just to keep the peace. Good morning. Just to keep the peace because I didn't want anything to happen. And he's always watching those shows like Snapped. And I asked him, I said, why do you watch those shows? And he's like, you never know what somebody might do. So I had told my sister about it. And she was like, yeah, you need to be careful, Misha. Um, because he said he don't know what somebody's going to do, but you don't know what he is capable of doing to you. And so I'm just keeping the peace until I get home, and I'm going to tell him that he has to leave because I am, working on moving out of state, but I really need a vehicle. I don't have a car at all. Like, I was using his vehicle to get around places, and I don't have a vehicle now. I pressed that buzzer like a few minutes ago. Hopefully they answer because I'm so thirsty. But it's just so much going on that I don't know. I don't want him to go back to jail because he's just starting to change his life around. But listen, I want you guys to tell me if this is sexual assault or not. So the day before I had surgery, I was laying on the bed. I had took my shower and I just had on my gown. I didn't have any underwear on, anything. And I sleep like that all the time because I just like to be like free, right? After I take my showers. Yes, I'm okay. And so while I was laying down, I was just laying down scrolling through my phone because I had got overheated and I was hot. And he literally like put himself in me and started having sex. I did not consent to it. I have not had sex with him in like over a month, and I was not intending on having sex with him anymore after I seen him, you know, downloaded this transgender website and he was talking to these people, and it was so disgusting on what he was saying.
How can I help you?
I want to know, could I get some um apple juice with ice in it?
Okay.
A cup of, thank you. And so I don't know if that's considered sexual assault or not because I didn't consent to it. I didn't want it. And that's just been playing in my head. Like, it's just a lot of things been going on. And like I said, I don't want him to get in trouble. And, you know, and I told him, you know, after he was done, I was like, I did not consent to that. He was like, but you're still my wife. And so I just left it at that. And it's been a lot. So yeah, I have to leave. I really have to get out. I really want to get out of Michigan and get my own vehicle. Like, I'm only working, well, I'm not working at all. I have short-term disability. And that doesn't pay much. It only pays you 60% of your income. And like, he was helping with most of the bills. So now I have to figure out how that's going to happen. But I know that God has me. God has always had his hand upon me. I'm sorry, guys. It's something, I don't know what medicine it is, but my mouth is so dry. And it's making me feel like I'm kind of hoarse, but I'm not. But I don't know what to think on that situation. But I am going to talk to my therapist about it because it still plays in my mind over and over again. And but that, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But I am, starting to feel better. I am still kind of nauseous, but it's not as bad as it was. And, I still hurt a little, but it's not bad as it was, and that comes with after having surgery. You're going to be hurting, you're going to be sore. But, when I came in, I was really sick. Oh, yeah, I was reading this stuff, but, yeah, some things you should not hide, and, or it will not be, it, you will not get the help that you need if you hide it. So, I was even thinking about going to a women's domestic violence shelter um, in another state, but I really want to go to either Georgia, Texas. Um, those are the only two so far that I chose, and I really want to go to one of those states. I know that Texas have a lot of resources for people who has HIV. Oh, it hurts so bad to swallow because my mouth is so dry. But yeah, I just can't believe that he did that. I was just sitting up here thinking about everything and how he has manipulated my mind so much. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like it's okay for you to stay because of certain reasons. It's not. I was like that. I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid that I couldn't pay my bills on my own. And God has been making a way. Like this month, I paid rent by myself without his help. And I am so happy that I was able to do that. Um, I'm just happy that each day I'm getting stronger, as a woman, and knowing that I can do this. And it's okay to be afraid, but pick yourself up and don't sit in sorrow too long. And that's what I did. I had to pick myself up. And it's like one setback after another, you know, me having surgery. Then I had this setback. I thought that I was going to be well enough where I could just get up and move because I was going to move with my cousin. But I want my own place. I want my own car. I don't want to have to depend on anyone anymore. It's okay to depend on people, but um, I have to let go of pride because I have been doing things on my own. I literally been doing things on my own. But I've been doing it with the help of God, like praying as I go through things and asking him to lead me. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm asking him to lead me. Um, I don't know if I can write it. Someone had asked me for my Cash App, and I had put it in one of my videos, but I'm trying to see if I can write it on here, if it will let me. I don't think so. I don't think so, but if anybody wants to donate, my Cash App is $ Misha Shantel with a lowercase m and a capital S. So it's lowercase MISHA, capital S as in Sam, HANTEL. And listen, I'm putting everything towards my move for me and my daughter. Um, she's so happy that I made this step. Both of my daughters are happy that I made this step. And it's definitely something that I never thought that I would do in a million years. I thought, I told God one day, I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay with him and just deal with everything. But it became so overwhelming when I found those messages that I was like, God, I can't do it. Because at first I was. And no one should have to feel that they have to settle, even men, you know, because I'm not going to be biased. But there are men who have been abused by a woman. But, yeah, so all of this has given me time to think. Am I afraid to tell him that he has to leave when I get home? Of course. So one of my friends is going to come over um, and be with me when I tell him. And I do have to order. Um, my cousin told me to order the stick that you put up under the door. So I'm going to do that. Hi.
I have the Zofran for you.
Okay.
Have you been doing the pill or do you want to do IV?
Oh, can I do IV?
Yeah.
That works better.
Have you had any, like, you've been nauseous. Have you had any vomiting recently?
Just yesterday.
Just yesterday? Okay.
I had a lot yesterday.
Okay. Let me go swap this out.
Okay. Yeah, but so that's my life in a nutshell, you guys. I'm so happy. I just keep saying it because I can't believe that I divorced him. I never thought that I would. I kept saying it. I kept telling my family members and my friends, and they're like, okay, we'll believe it when we see it. And when I showed them the papers, they're like, we are so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud I took my power back. And it feels so good. And he tried everything in his power to do good now. But no, not at all. Not at all. It's not okay to have abuse like that. It's not okay. But yeah, I'm about to get my Zofran through the IV because that works better for me. That's nausea medicine. It definitely works better for me. Victim, yes. Something that I never thought would happen to me, but I have to learn how not to really worry about his well-being. And that's what everybody keeps saying. I shouldn't worry about his well-being because he's definitely not truly and genuinely worried about mine. He's just worried that he's not going to have a roof over his head. That's what it is. Yep, that's what it is. He's worried about not having a roof over his head, but that is not my problem anymore. I can't try to fix everything that he wrote. It's so... I have to turn my camera this way so it's not... Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh, there we go. Sorry, I was turning my camera so you wouldn't be in my video.
Oh, you're good.
I know some people don't like that, but I always let them know beforehand.
Just a flush first.
Okay. Have the doctors, they're rounding?
Yeah, we just had rounds with them. And
Oh,
she said she would be in shortly to see you.
okay. I really want some food. I threw up on my food yesterday. They only had me on purees, but I don't know if I overate or what it was. I don't know.
Yeah. I know if you tolerated breakfast okay, so she might like try advancing your diet again.
Okay.
To see.
I really want some KFC mashed potatoes. Somebody brought me some the other day, and macaroni, and it was really good. Thank you.
Move my computer if I need to get in.
Oh, sorry. They're not forgetting I can't have a straw.
It's just habit.
Yeah. My mouth feel like cotton. Sorry, guys. I'm getting medicine put into my IV. Give me 1 second. Are you able to put a consult in so I can see social work?
Yeah.
I just have some questions. And I'm kind of embarrassed to ask, but I never know.
Yeah, I can for sure put one in. I'm just gonna flush this other line.
Okay. And I have some amazing nurses, by the way. I be telling my daughter's dad all the time, like, you guys are amazing.
Good, that's good to hear.
Especially from when I first came in. It was so bad. To where I'm at now.
Well, it's good to hear you're feeling at least a little bit better.
I'm getting there.
Can I grab you anything else right now?
No, I wish I could have some crackers. Is it too early for that?
Yeah, I'll have to wait for the doctor
Okay.
to come see you. And I would ask her, because I know she'll probably do like the pureed again.
Okay.
So I would ask her if she's like okay with the crackers and see what she says.
Okay.
And I will put in that consult for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, that feel better now. I can talk. My mouth was so dry, you guys. But yeah, so I have definitely been dealing with more than I can handle, but I know that I serve a good God. He would never leave me or forsake me, and I do know that. But he's been coming up here every day and just saying that, you know, he's showing up because that's what a husband is supposed to do. And I keep telling him, like, we're divorced. I don't know if he's not understanding that we're divorced. And he still talk like we're married. And I keep telling him that we're divorced, and he keeps saying, you know, I understand, I know, but I'm going to show you. And no, you can't show me anything. that was the last straw. Like, I tried to protect him from so much so that God can handle him, and I've been stepping in the way. But I said, I'm done with that. I'm done with protecting him. I'm done with staying in the way of what God is trying to do in his life. And God punishes his children. Jesus literally punishes his children. It says it in the Bible. And let me go to the verse because I always like to back up what I say. Um, and you tell me the verse. Okay, so yes, it states in Hebrew 12 and 6. Hebrew 12 and 6, it says, "For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastises everyone he accepts as his son." And then Proverbs 3:11 through 12, "My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves as a father the son he delights in." And one more, Revelations 3:19. "Those whom I love, I rebuke and discipline. So be earnest and repent." And that's why he wants us to repent each and every day. Each and every day, because he disciplines us. And I was stepping in a way of him disciplining him, because, like, when he got out of prison, he probably would have went to a halfway house, and he would have had to get on his feet on his own. But no, I still took him in after knowing that he gave two other women HIV, and that's because I was trying to help him and to have him get on his feet, and I still cared about him. Um, Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
I have to get my vitals.
Yeah.
1 second, guys. I'm about to get my vitals. I'm doing a video. I'm not putting you in my video though, but just letting you know.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so
Boo-bye. Okay. I only have one bite. Sorry,
oh,
guys.
oh, my phone fell, guys.
Like this one. Let's work out. Mm, thanks, yeah.
I have a YouTube channel, so
Hmm.
I'm just doing my video.
What do you do on YouTube?
Just talk about my life so
Oh,
that I
okay.
can help others.
Smart. Yes, I do. Good.
Yeah, so they won't make the same mistake I made. You know.
How do people access your channel?
Um, they'll just look up my name.
I cannot do that. I have to have you give me a YouTube channel. Because of the job I do on you, I cannot type your name anywhere.
Oh,
I can't.
that's understandable.
Yeah, they're very strict about that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I am super curious to know, but I just can't. go about it without
Yeah,
you giving. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Did they give you blood pressure medicine?
they gave it to me this morning.
Yes, it works.
It did.
Ooh wee.
Because I don't have any pain right now either.
Oh, there
I
you
was
go.
just really nauseated, so she just gave me some nausea medicine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
thank you.
Thank
My blood pressure was really good. 125 over 73. So I'm so happy about that. But yeah, so where did I leave off before they came in? Um, yeah, so I ended up bringing him back because they had me as his emergency contact when he was in prison. And so I had talked with, I forget who they're called. I talked to her and she asked if, since we were still married, if I would be willing for him to come there um, after he got out of prison. And I told her yes. So then my daughter, my oldest daughter, she was, how old was she? I think she was 18 at the time. She had just turned 18 and she had came home from college, I think for the weekend or something, because she went to Wilberforce in Ohio, and that's the first HBCU, um, private HBCU. And so she took me in her car and we were talking, and she started crying and she said, Mommy, I don't want you to be mad at me. And I said, I wouldn't be mad at you. Why? Was wrong? And she told me something that broke my heart. And I had already told them that I would let him stay, and then me still having feelings for him and him still kind of manipulating my mind while he was in prison. I was still talking to him, just, trying to tell him to stay positive and when he get out to do the right things. And this is before they even asked me, if he could come and stay at my home. And I was doing so good, you guys. And then when he came home, I let him back in. And it's like everything went downhill. I wasn't doing as good as I once was. I was starting to be depressed again. And I know all of that was my fault. And it's hard getting from up under someone who has a hold on your mind, who has always had a hold on your mind. And I kept trying and trying and trying to get loose of it. But this last time, I told, because I was building my faith in God and trusting Him in everything. This last time, I told God, I said, I give my life to you. And this is before I found this stuff in his phone. And then when I found that stuff in his phone, I said, I'm done. I'm not going back. And I told him, and when I got that divorce, you guys, it felt like, I can't describe it. Have you ever did something and it felt like the weight has been lifted off of you and you felt so light? That's exactly, sorry, that's exactly how I felt. And I was so proud of myself. Like, I was so proud of myself. And texted my sister. And I do a lot of journaling in my phone too. one of the things like I was talking about in my phone was manipulation. Um, and when I was looking it up, it was saying manipulation is, I got only a few of them. When a man isolates you from your family, he was doing that. Like, I could not even do anything with my family because of him being angry. Um, and like it was absolutely horrible. Hey, how are you? It was absolutely horrible. So, and he would always say, "You love me more than your family, and I'm married to you, and you're not supposed to be always, going places." I was getting that from him all the time. So I became a homebody. I stayed home because he basically didn't want me to go anywhere unless it was with him, and we barely did anything. Um, Another one I wrote, when he makes you feel guilty for speaking your truth. And that's another one when I, when God gave me this assignment to do this. Now, I told you this is not something that I wanted to do because I'm not the type of person that needs to be seen. But God told me to do this because you're going to help others. Um, he told me that I need to erase my videos because um, it's exploiting his information. And we got into an argument, and it was just a big argument. I said, you know what? I'm going to erase it. And I erased my videos talking about how I contracted HIV. Um, but the thing is, I never, like I said before in my video, I never gave his name. I never showed a picture of him. Um, and I would never do that because that's exploiting him without his permission. And you can get in trouble by the law. And I'm not trying to get in trouble by the law. Another one I wrote, when he twists the story to make you feel like you're the problem. And that was me all the time. He always made it seem like it was my fault for everything. Like, I can tell a story, for instance. Um, for instance, um, when our daughter was little and they diagnosed her with epilepsy, he blamed it on me. He said it was my fault. And I cried and cried and cried. And I was thinking about everything, like, what did I do in my pregnancy to have her have epilepsy and not knowing? So finally, I asked her neurologist, I was like, is it anything that I did in my pregnancy for her to develop epilepsy? And he was like, no. He said, it's nothing that you did wrong. He said, sometimes it could be genetics, or sometimes it could be, it can just happen. And with her, it just happened. You did everything right during your pregnancy. You never missed an appointment. You took all of your prenatal vitamins. You did everything that you were supposed to do. You took your HIV medication um, as scheduled because you're undetectable. And I felt a good relief about that. And another one was um, when he controls your emotions. Like, um, for instance, another one, two of my friends, my best friends that I talk to all the time, but we don't talk that often. That's the thing. We text more than we talk. So then he said that I gave them more attention than him. That's why he started doing the things that he was doing. That is not true. So once again, I'm so sensitive, and I started crying. I'm like, how? And I'm always with you. And we barely talk to each other. Like, he's always playing his video game. So he made it seem like I was the problem. Like, and so in therapy, my therapist was like, no, he's pounding it on you to make you feel guilty so that he can escape what has really happened. Um, and another thing, like in my, like I wrote in my, because I have a journal on my phone that I created, and then I also have a paper journal. Um, and one thing I did write is God did not create me to live in manipulation. And that's for anybody that's watching this video. God did not create you to live in manipulation. We're all supposed to live in like happiness and peace. And we know that living in this world, there are trials and tribulations that we're going to have to go through. We cannot get around that whatsoever. But we do have a God that we have to trust, um, and know that everything is going to be okay. It's definitely going to be okay. And one of the verses that I wrote down was Revelations 3:19. Those who I love, I rebuke and discipline. So be earnest and repent. And that's how I started repenting, asking God to forgive me, because I was like thinking like evil things about him, not trying to harm him or anything, but just, thinking evil things about him. Like, um, one point in time, I did say I wish um, he was not alive. But I had to ask God to forgive me for that, because that was not the way to think. Um, I'm going to let God handle him. Definitely. And I don't know. I just had to come on and talk about that. I was led to talk about that. I don't know who's living in manipulation, who significant other is trying to hold things over your head. Just know that you have a God that will get you out of that situation. You don't have to live in fear anymore. Like, do I still live in fear that he would try to harm me for telling him that, you know, he has to leave? Of course. But I trust God enough that I'm going to be protected. Um, and I'm so ready to leave, but I don't have the money to leave yet. And I know it's coming. I just have to be patient. But like I said, I have been saving money. Um, and when I get to where I'm going, there are HIV/AIDS resources everywhere to help. Um, and I'm praying that I can, get on some type of Section 8 to help me out until I'm financially stable and I don't need it anymore. And some people are afraid to ask for help, but I'm not afraid to ask for help. I used to be afraid. So, um, if there's anyone that can, help in any way, I will be willing to accept the help. And one of my friends, she works for the VA, so a few states have been accepting my applications, and I'm really trying to get into the VA.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. Is it now an okay time?
Yes.
Okay. Were we just feeling tearful or?
Yeah, I'm just going through a lot. So.
I know you got a lot, one physically going on, and then a lot of the other emotional kind of social stuff going on as well too. And your plan is still moving in a few weeks too. Where are you planning to move to?
I don't know.
Are you thinking out of the state though? Do you have any friends or family elsewhere, or most of them here?
I do have a cousin that lives in Georgia, and she told me that I can come and stay with her.
Something you're thinking about then? Okay.
Yeah.
How are symptoms this morning?
The symptoms are getting better. I was able to keep the broth down, so I do want to try purees again and see how that goes. Because I still need to get my nutrients in. I still feel kind of weak because I really don't have anything besides the fluids. So I do want to try that.
Okay.
So I can get better so I can go home.
Yeah, we'll do that for the lunch then too. As soon as I leave here, I'll up it. I just want to talk to you first. How's nausea right now?
It's better now. She gave me some nausea medicine not too long ago, but it was really bad.
Gotcha. We're kind of done with the erythromycin. That was that antibiotic, but we were using it for the nausea stuff. That was for 5 days. I still have the Zofran scheduled right now, and then you have the Compazine available as needed. Do you feel like the Ativan dose we gave you yesterday too helped?
Well, I'm allergic to Compazine.
Okay, or is it the Phenergan then?
Phenergan.
Sorry,
yeah.
My bad. The Ativan that we gave you yesterday, did it seem like it helped after you had the lunch episode with the nausea and vomiting? We gave you some through the IV.
Yeah.
Okay, we could keep doing that again today too. I'm also, I guess, wondering, because I know a lot of the issues that we were having with spouse, and that's who was here yesterday, right? Did something go on that you feel like may have triggered the symptoms? Was there any, like, conversation or anything that caused heightened stress after the meal or anything like that that could have made things worse?
No, I mean, I am still afraid to tell him that he has to move because I don't know what he might be capable of. Only because of past encounters.
Yeah.
So,
has there been physical aggression, or has it been mostly like the verbal and him saying, making you feel things?
It's been verbal. He's only been physical once, but it's all been verbal.
I gotcha. And I think social work talked with you, so you have a plan for like people around when you give him that information, or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But yeah, that was the first time I'd seen the pain that bad, so I guess I am wondering if part of this is triggered by some of the social and emotional stress going on, because a lot of the imaging and lab work we've done here, they don't show anything acute related to the surgery.
Right.
Obviously, it was a big surgery. There is going to be some pain. There's going to be a lot to overcome in the recovery process. But if from the mental and that side of things, if it's not feeling very strong, and you have a lot going on from that standpoint too, I'm wondering if it's also manifesting in some of these worsened stomach issues.
It possibly could be.
So that's why the Ativan can really help too. One, it kind of technically is for anxiety, but it can help with nausea. We use it a lot of times in different kind of patient populations, a lot of times with cancers, which you don't have to, but the receptors it works on can also in the body help with the nausea, which has been, I know, your biggest issue, especially after eating. And then it may just kind of help calm things down too. Obviously, it kind of relaxes, so it can relax the muscles and things going on in there. So we keep using that if we can. I really do think we got to try to finalize a plan here. We're either going to we'll try the diet today. If things are going well, your labs look good, you could go home today. If not, I guess we kind of we're at this point now where we're going to have to start the TPN. I did talk with Dr. Yonker. It sounds like he would want to do that for quite some time though, like several weeks, which is going to be very difficult to do, I think, because of the stress it causes on the veins that we give it to. Sometimes you can do like through the NG, a nose tube there or through like a peg tube, but none of those are good options for you because of the recent surgery. So I think it's very, very slow eating, lots of sips in between, really being consistent with watching what we're eating, not doing things that are going to trigger it. This was a big surgery you had, so a lot of things are going to cause triggers, and trying to get your diet intake back up. You were doing pretty good before yesterday. We were eating really well on the pureed. It was just getting the nausea better under control. So we'll see how we're doing today, and I'll circle back after lunch and see how that's going. But we're kind of at that point where we need to figure it out, because what we're doing right now is just
hurt. You said it hurt the vein.
It's just tough. It's it's all the nutrition you normally take in through your GI system through the vessels. So it's a lot of sugar because your body functions on sugar, functions on glucose. So that just tends to be tough on the capillaries. So it's not something that I only use it for a few days short term while we figure out another plan. I'll talk with, I think Dr. Yonkers is out of town now until the 14th or 16th, I forget, of this month, he said. But he said Dr. Davies is kind of his backup. So I can touch base with him. But if you do end up needing TPN, that's going to be a whole process in figuring out who's going to follow it, how you're going to set it up. Also, when you're planning to move potentially, getting it, if you have to move it to a different location, there's going to be a lot of those factors involved too that we're going to have to figure out along the way. Because you need a physician to put in the orders to manage the TPN outpatient, and we don't do that because I don't follow you once you leave the hospital.
Alright.
And I don't know if Dr. Yonkers' team would do it, but I can always reach out to Dr. Davies. But obviously Yonkers is out of town now.
So who does the TPN then?
So typically they teach you, and you do most of it. If you have someone with you that can help, you do have like a home nurse that comes by, but they're not there 24/7.
Yeah.
So
I have my daughter with me. You know, I wasn't even thinking about TPN actually. I was thinking about just being able to take everything in, but if I can't, then I don't know, I would have to go that route. But I just want it to be safe for me. And it's kind of scary because, like, I know we can't prevent death, but I don't want to die from this surgery.
I hear you, and I don't want that too. I don't think we're there. I'm not seeing your electrolytes are actually at a good place. I know we've been giving you some fluid yesterday, but I didn't have to give you any of the like supplements like magnesium or potassium today. So we're gonna advance the diet, and then it's very, very slow eating. Okay, take your time, small bites, drink some sips of fluid in between, and then if it takes you an hour to eat a meal, it takes you an hour. And I know you're gonna get full faster. That's definitely gonna be the case since the surgery. So it's a big adjustment from that standpoint as well too. But we have gotten you to eat and keep things down here. And then bowel movement wise, I know you had one yesterday. Did you have more than one, or?
I didn't have bowel movement yesterday.
Okay, was it the day before you had I know you said
the last one I had was Monday.
Okay.
Was my last bowel movement.
I think you told me Tuesday you had a large loose one. Like a lot, you said.
Yeah, that was Monday.
Monday, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're not having like, it's not like it's all running straight through you. I did put a bowel regimen on too because I just want to make sure things are flowing through, okay? We did the x-ray yesterday. It looked good. They didn't see signs of obstruction. It does look like we have a little bit of stool sitting there. That can also complicate nausea and make you feel like you're full. So we'll try to get that under control. But the plan is going to be advance the diet. We'll see how we're doing. And then I want to get you home.
Okay.
Okay? If we need to do the TPN, we can. But I just want you to understand that there are risks associated with the TPN. That's not, I know you're scared about the alternative risks too of not getting enough nutrition in, but the TPN, one, yes, it does give you nutrition because it's going in through the PIC, but then it's going home with that PIC, which you've had before, keeping that area clean to prevent infections, making sure it's usable, and then doing the TPN regularly at home, teaching daughter, following up with the home nurse, and then at some point, especially, I don't know if they would want to do it for exactly that long, but a lot of times you might have to move the location of that pick to, because it's going to be tough on the vein.
Yeah, I'm not quite right. Now, what was I about to say? Because I have had a PICC line before. I had to do
Antibiotics.
my own antibiotics. Yeah. But can you die from that?
I mean, every procedure, especially if you're leaving a line in place, the biggest risk, we've already inserted it. There's some insertion risk that if it went and perforated through a vessel, then that would be a risk. I think we're over that because it's been in for some time. We would have seen evidence of that. The biggest risk you're facing with it is infection. So if it got infected and you didn't take care of it, go see a doctor, go to the ER, then it could cause something like sepsis, where it could cause like a serious infection.
Okay.
But typically, I mean, you would know when it starts to get infected. One, it typically tends to get painful. It may stop working, especially if it got like clogged off somehow. And then it would tend to be like redness around the site or redness in that arm, swelling in that area. And then other signs of infection tend to be fevers, chills, nausea, which is tough because I know you're already dealing with the nausea, but like if it got much, much worse change, that it could be your body saying, hey, something else is going on.
Okay.
But right now, I'm not seeing any signs of infection for you. We're checking your white count while you're here. That's looking good.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, anything we do has always got risk and benefits. I know we're facing the risks and weighing pros and cons about getting the nutrition orally versus getting the nutrition through the TPN.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to advance the diet, and then I'll check in on you this afternoon and see how we're doing, but keep doing the nausea medication, and then keep doing the Ativan too. I'll try to see when the last dose, did they just give you the Zofran recently? I might try to schedule the Ativan then for at least maybe a couple days, see if that helps, if we can keep you on a regimented kind of schedule to go from there. The thing with the Ativan though is, yes, you can go home with it, but we can only prescribe for a certain amount of time with the Ativan aspect, just because it is a benzo, so it's a higher class level of, needing to be monitored. So you could follow up with your primary provider to get it continued, or Dr. Yonker as well. But we can definitely give you the Zofran as well.
Okay, Zofran doesn't help by mouth. The only thing that helps is the promethazine.
The Phenergan, you can go home on that one too. So we could always send you with that for.
Yeah, that helps.
Okay. Do you want me to make that one scheduled then, and then the Zofran can just be there as needed in case in between the Phenergan doses? Then
Yes.
We can do that. Any fever, chills today?
No.
Okay. Any headache?
No.
Any swelling?
No.
Oh, I like the blue.
Thank you.
And are you planning, is spouse coming up today, or
I don't know.
do you want him in the room, or is that, I want to do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. You're okay with him visiting? Okay, if that changes at any point, you let us know. Or if you ever feel uncomfortable, you let me or the nurse know right away, okay? Because your number one safety and you getting better is top priority here. So if we need to,
that's why I'm trying to leave too. I just want to leave Michigan and just start over, and I was even thinking about going to like a women's abuse shelter or domestic violence shelter.
out of state though, you
Out
said?
of state to
Get that distance.
Yeah.
I hear ya. And especially too, obviously it's easier somewhere, maybe if you do know family, just because then you have a little support. It's always tough moving somewhere new. Doesn't sound bad to be somewhere warmer too, like Georgia.
Yeah.
Compared to Michigan, but
Or I want to go to Texas.
That might be too hot for me.
My
I don't know. I'm not good with the heat. But...
oldest daughter lives in Texas.
Oh, okay. Where about in Texas?
She's in El Paso.
Oh, okay. A little out there then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She's in the Army. Yeah, she just got deployed today, so
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I think that's why I'm kind of emotional too.
Understandable. I know it's a tough time with everything going on in the world. Will you thank her next time you talk to her for her service?
I will.
And I hope she comes home safe.
She will.
What does she do?
Human resources.
Okay, so not combat. Good. I am gonna touch the belly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tender down there. Not normally as tender down there. You feel like it's more.
Right in here.
Yeah. Do you feel like more bloating or less bloating?
I feel a little more bloated.
Okay.
Because yesterday my stomach wasn't this big, like it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
My stomach was like out here before I had the surgery.
Okay.
It was big.
It feels like, gotcha. And that may be helpful too for the bowel
And it's
regimen
going
to
down.
try to help if there's any gas buildup in there or some stool that could be kind of making us a little bit more distended.
Yeah.
Especially if you are having some of it a little bit lower too, and it's a little bit more to the left side. Sometimes that can be right by the lower colon, right before things exit the body. So
Oh, okay.
we'll try to get that going. I know you've been trying to do little walks here and there, but that can be helpful. And then doing the good job drinking fluids. Apple
Yeah.
juice or ginger ale?
Apple juice.
All right. I'm just gonna take. Are you able to sit up a little bit for me
Mm-hmm.
and take some deep breaths? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna... Yep. Are you on live right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have you on like that. I don't have your. Yeah. I have a YouTube channel, so I talk about my testimony, things that I'm going through, so I can help other women.
Absolutely. Well, that's fantastic. Just want to make sure that you were good with us talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions for me?
Am I able to eat some crackers?
Yeah, we could try a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Like I said, everything's going to be a little bit slow to just because I don't want anything to go too fast and disrupt the system, but maybe we can try nibbling on some, okay? I will go advance the diet and let the nurse know too, and then I'll adjust those nausea meds we talked about.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that was the doctor that just came in, and you guys probably kind of heard what's going on. I'm not afraid to keep you, my YouTube family involved on what's going on with my care, because I just want to help people. So if you're going through the same thing that I'm going through, maybe some of the things my doctor is suggesting may help you, and you can probably talk to your physician about it. But I am about to get up and walk, and thank everyone for just listening to me, and I pray that this helps someone. Have a blessed day.